What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for the final air quotations, because we know Super is returning. When that is a different story. Of my final episode review of Dragon Ball Super, man. It feels so weird that this is indeed the finale, because I've been reviewing this series for about 3 years, since December of 2016, which I mentioned the story before, but I feel like since it's the end of Super, when I did my 100 subscriber special, which no one really watched, I think I might as well just repeat the story here. So this might be old information for some of you guys. This might just be new stuff, but whatever the case may be, allow me to tell you. So back in 2016, my channel was pretty much just solely game. I wanted to just be like, let's play like Danky 8000, among others, Tetra Ninja, among other guys. That's what I was planning to do, because I was a huge gamer. I still am, but I haven't really played video games like I used to back then, since I just got into anime taking over my life, man, and college. I have no time to play video games. I barely have any time to keep up with any seasonal anime that I'm not. Literally, the only thing I've been able to keep up with is Dr. Stone and Fire Force. I can't keep up with series, man. I can't, man. But I try, but it's a struggle. But anyway. So, and also Vinland Saga, especially, man. I love Vinland Saga. It's so fucking good. But this was during 2016. I was just getting into anime around this time. By around the summertime, that's why I really started getting anime. Was binging series left and right on Netflix, binging them left and right. And so then but I wasn't really. And I did some other anime videos around that time, like I was doing videos on the SAO games, Hall of Fire, because I just picked it up and I was playing the shit out of it. I also stopped with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. But I was still predominantly gaming. I was doing like a Final Fantasy 15 Let's Play, and trying to do some other stuff just because that's what I wanted to do. But I wasn't pleased, and I only had about 20 subscribers around this time. But I wasn't pleased with how everything was going. I wasn't pleased with my growth. Wasn't really getting subs. My schedule was horrendous. I wasn't really consistent at all, because I had to do all the recording in the commentary in post, because I can't record commentary live, and I couldn't stream, so I couldn't do that option. And it just wasn't all that great. And I just wanted to find somewhere else to be more consistent, to help me inject some new blood in my channel, and hopefully get me up and really start growing at least a little bit faster than the pace I was already going at. So around this time, like I mentioned before, I was getting into anime. I was thinking about doing episode reviews. It wasn't until I saw this interview World did with this other One Piece YouTuber. I think it was a guy that where his avatar is like the One Piece logo with that's mixed with the Pokemon and Smash Brothers logos all mashed into one. I believe it was that guy. And he was talking about some other stuff. And he was like, hey man, do what you want to do. And that's when I finally decided, let me try out doing an episode review, because I was watching a lot of anime reviews, like World, obviously, James Hansen, Chibi reviews. I was watching some guy, and I was like, let me go around this. Let me do this. And now I'll try to think of what anime I should review first. Nothing really I was watching seasonal at that time was really, they were all kind of later on. This is around December time. So nothing was really just start airing to where I realistically could start covering about it. Except Dragon Ball Super, as well as DBZ Kai. They only just started. I think I started reviewing those series at episode 3, I think, and started reviewing at Dragon Ball from there, and the rest is history. And one other thing I also got to say about Super is, even though these videos are probably some of my most least viewed in my anime reviews, because they don't really do that well compared to my other stuff like Hero Waka, Attack on Titan, SAO, among others. They don't do as well as those. But this whole series will be special to me because, you can see me grow when you watch my Hero Walk reviews. Like, you can see a growth in quality from where I was reviewing them back when I was doing season 2 and Hero Walk to when I was doing season 3. But the one interesting about Dragon Ball Super was it was consistent. It never stopped airing. There was no breaks. Well, there were breaks. Occasionally, we would get the occasional marathon here and there, but there was never a whole year-long break. It always continued. It never stopped. So, with my Dragon Ball Super reviews, you can generally, as the reviews go on, you can genuinely see my quality and my quality of reviews just slowly improve over these videos. Which, if that's one thing I always hang my hat on with Dragon Ball Super, and why it'll always kind of be a little special to me. Because, you know, some other people mention how Super was special, like, oh, I met friends because this series for Neverworld said this whole thing where he, like, had this little moment with his daughter when he was watching Super, you know, among other stuff. But this is for me because, like I mentioned before, you can genuinely, because throughout the whole series, like, what did I start at? I started episode 3, and from there you can just generally see my quality improve from when I had absolutely no fucking idea what the hell I was doing when I first started reviewing, before I started to get around my style a little bit more, to pretty much now where I started actually giving you like legit thumbnails, not just screenshots from the episode, and I started getting more in depth, going from 10-minute long reviews to like maybe 9-minute reviews to about the full 20 reviews, which I've been doing for a lot recently nowadays. So yeah, Dragon Ball Super will always kind of have that little thing, because this series, it was kind of my gateway in there. Hirawaka really did it for me, but this series will always kind of be special to me because you can genuinely see my bro. I don't recommend any of you guys go back and watch those old reviews of mine because they're fucking terrible, and the audio quality is absolutely horrendous. It ain't worth it, but hey, if you guys want to go check it out, you can go do it. But that's one thing I like about Super, is that you can genuinely see my improvement throughout it as I was reviewing it and going on over those 3 years. So yeah, nice little fun story to start off this video with the review. And we also got some new stuff that actually got announced with Toonami, so I want to talk about that right quick before we jump right into the episode. So we got the schedule for episode for next week, the 12th. So we've got at 11 o'clock we're gonna have Dragon Ball Super. Probably just get started off in the beginning and have reruns till something else till like probably JoJo comes out. That'll probably take its spot. Next up, we have One Punch Man Season 2 at 11:30, which you guys know I'll be doing the first impressions of next week. Dr. Stone, Fire Force, Food Wars, Demon Slayer. I'm hyped to listen to the dub of Demon Slayer, because I'm really been thinking Demon Slayer. I need to get caught up on it. I think it's actually ended recently, so I need to finish it up with a sub. But I can't wait to listen to the dub of Demon Slayer, man. I'm hyped to see that, man. Black Clover at 2, Boruto, Naruto Shippuden, Lupin the Third Part 5, and then Hero Aka. So yeah, and recently just got announced at New York Comic Con. Viz announced that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind is getting the dub, and it will be coming out on the 26th. Now, I was actually on the impression that after the Super and my my review of and my first impressions to One Punch Man, that my Sundays were going to be clear for a while, because I didn't know when JoJo was going to happen. But now, after I'm pretty much not stopping, my Sundays are still going to be full with anime reviews, because like I mentioned, next week's going to be One Punch Man, and then the week after that it's just going to be JoJo Part 5, man. And I'm hyped to see it because I love JoJo Part. And also, guys, next week is also the debut of Hero Aka Season 4 and the second course of SAO Season 3. I am so fucking hyped for that, man. You guys know I love SAO, you guys know I love Hero Aka. Oh man, I can't wait to review those series and get back on that. I've missed Hero Aka for too long. It's been too long since I've watched Hero Aka, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. But anyway, man, so enough of me rambling. I've been rambling for 8 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the episode yet. But overall, let me talk about this final episode right before we go full on in depth with the review. Overall, I loved it, man. The art animation was fantastic. The Gohan, the Goku, and Frieza team up was amazing, man. I loved also the little what the hell is that? A little callback at the end of the episode. I will say, I agree with everyone who says this does not feel like an actual ending episode. Does not feel like, because this doesn't feel like the same way the final episode of Z did, but this legit feels like the ending of an arc, or maybe where a series might have its midpoint end before we jump right to the second half. It still sets up some stuff, but it doesn't feel like a real conclusion. It's like the kind of episode you have at the end of the arc before we go right into the next arc. It has that feel to it, which is true, because we know Super is returning. We also had the Broly movie earlier on this year. So yeah, without me, enough jibba jabba, enough me rambling, let's just jump right into this episode. So we start this episode off. We actually don't start off with the OP like we usually do. The OP doesn't make an appearance at all in the episode. They play the song at the end of the episode, but that's about it. So we started off, got the recap and everything, then we get to the Talco, which actually is a different song. I think it is. Got banana, banana. I think it's a different song they usually play, and then got Towers, says farewell Goku until we meet again, which makes you think that he's gonna die, but obviously he doesn't. But anyway, so we get to start the episode. Jiren's like, so much effort to keep a wounded man until he's just a little bit of insurance, but I plan on taking the Super Dragon Balls for myself. If I have to pummel him some more, so be it. But does trust really make you trust your friends make you so blind? But trusted friends, I think you're trying to make me vomit. Which actually, speaking of trust, Actually, we went back and rewatched Geekdom's review of episode 128, which actually the whole stuff with Bulma in that episode was actually just reused clips of shit, I forget her names of Bulma's Japanese voice actor. I forget her name. Ah, shit! I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. Ah, damn, that's gonna piss me off, man. That's gonna piss me off that I can't remember her name. But, that was just reused clips and everything. That was just reused clips from there. But we also brought up this whole thing about how Goku is fighting for the trust of it because of the trust of his friends, while Jiren fights because he only has trust in himself. That's something that's really cool that I didn't know when I saw the episode, so that's really cool. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So from Jiren, it says, Frieza goes on and tells him, "When you have a taste of defeat, Jiren, but you will get the full cost served by yours truly." And then this pisses off Jiren because he also says that he's lost his edge. He's getting because he's a lot weaker now and a lot tired because of everything he had fight with Goku. I mean, when you face Goku, that's a very tiring battle. I mean, we could see. Just look at the episode. Just look at the episode prior. That was a pretty epic looking fight, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway. So, this pisses off Jiren, walks around him, starts right, they charges right towards him. They go out for a bit. 17 kind of dodges, and Frieza and 17 kind of runs around the arena a bit, while Frieza and Jiren are going at it. Jiren after this, we get into them. They're covered in clouds and shouts. It looked really cool here. The key animation here looked really great. Jiren Frieza's like, my, that's a lot less. That's not as powerful as once before. If I had to guess, you are terrified of about being frail, about being used, about being a weakling again. This infuriates you. The man legit steps on Frieza, which I'm pretty sure this is the first time anyone has actually used Frieza's tail against him, and starts beating the shit out of Frieza. It looked cool. If I have the time, man, I'm gonna make a JoJo edit of this and post on Twitter. I keep saying that, but I never get to them because I just don't have the time. But I think I'll make time for this one because this is the final episode. Super. I'll try and get to that one, hopefully. But anyway, it was high. I loved it, man. It was great shit. So I was like, we got Jiren. He's beating the shit out of Frieza. They go out for a little bit more. They keep going at it. 17 and comes in there. No. Frieza says, "Your rage blinds you," and he grabs 2 rocks and thrusts them together and pushes them and sandwiches Jiren between them. 17 comes out of nowhere and spears Jiren, and then hits him with that blue key attack they used earlier to get that hole in his shirt. He's like, "This time you'll get more than a scratch." He fires on the attack. He's like, "I know your tricks," and tries to go into attack 17. Before he can do that, 17 puts a barrier around him, and the explosion goes off before the barrier sinks, and Jiren and 17 rolls out of the ring, or rolls out by Jiren, or not Jiren, by Frieza. Excuse me. So Jiren kind of the smoke clears, and we just see Jiren. The man's still standing, obviously, but then something miraculous happens. He falls to his knees. He spits out some spit, and then falls to his knees. He's like, "You did it!" Everyone's surprised, Jiren, not Jiren, Goku, Beerus, they're all shocked. They're like, "Alright, no." God, he's like, that wasn't, I forget exactly what Frieza said here, but, 17 talks about how this was incredibly dangerous for him to do, that whole, putting the barrier around him when he lands that attack. And he's like, "Even if I didn't make it, I know you would finish the job." Oh, great. I've earned the trust of a robot. How'd I get so lucky? I love Frieza. Frieza in this episode was probably some of my best Frieza moments here. There's this one moment that I absolutely loved around the end of the episode, which we'll talk about that in a second when we get there. But anyway, Frieza walks over to Jiren. He gets there, fires off his little, he starts, I guess, charging up his little finger blast. I don't know why he was just standing there for as long as he did. I'm assuming he was just charging his attack, but anyway, I'm just like, "Come on, Frieza. Let's get this over with, man. Come on. Let's go. You got your need. Let's go." And then Top comes out, and like a typical anime fashion, gives him a pep talk, which Jiren then miraculously gets back his ki. And, Jiren, so let me talk about the pep talk real quick. Top goes on about, you kneel before an enemy? Why did you spend all those years holding your strength, rejecting everything just to surrender for the sake of your pride? Keep fighting, Jiren. You were always strongest. No, keep fighting. He keeps going up and stuff to keep fighting. Come on, you shouldn't surrender. All this other shit. And I'm just like, Frieza, end it already. Why are you just standing there? Man, you got quite the loud friend there. I'm like, enough with you being Frieza. Just eliminate him already. What's taking you so long? But too late. He wasted too much time for I'm not going to play. Jiren clutches his fist, gets up. The aurora returns, and does like the sweeping attack. Frieza manages to dodge it. He comes hurling towards him. 17 puts up the barrier, and Frieza tries to help him out. And he keeps telling him to raise his energy higher. And Frieza tells him, like, don't tell me what to do! And we see him revert back to his final form. He loses his gold form. And Goku's just sitting there, like, Sean was screaming here, man, was fantastic. Like, I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Jeez, my man Sean Schimmel can fucking scream, man. Like, God, like people say Jamie Lee Curtis is the scream queen. Sean Schimmel is the scream king. Nobody can scream like that man. It's amazing, man. But he comes in there and manages to come in for the save and saves them both. He adds to their barrier, which makes so keeping them alive. He's like, sorry guys, I'm black, and all that other stuff that Goku usually does. And they're like they're all charging up, ready to take on Jiren. And Frieza's like, I refuse to share this limelight with you, monkey. No, Frieza! We've all worked really hard. We've all pushed past our limits. We need to work together. He's like, you will keep your word after all this is said. He's like, oh, come on, Frieza. Will you keep your word? I want you. And I'm Goku. And Frieza's like, you will keep your word. You will bring me back, right? Like Goku's probably like, oh my God, Frieza, this is not the time for you to be asking me about. You will keep your word, right? And legit, what if Goku said no? Like, if Frieza's like, well, you keep your word. I want you. Like, what he legit have just said, like, oh, I'm out then. Like, what would Frieza have done if it was legit like that, man? I don't know. But anyway, he tells him, yeah, I'm gonna keep my word. You know better than anyone that I keep my word. That kind of stuff. And they all charge up and take on, and then they, they, I guess, win the beam struggle. The beam struggle just like explodes or whatever. But then I love this shot of Jiren, where it's like this sideways shot of Jiren, where he's just like looking down, he's smiling or smirking. I just love that shot for so much for some reason. It just looks really cool. It's just like, and then we got Ultimate Battle, so I played and got the lyrics and everything, which I know a lot of people don't like the English version of Ultimate Battle. I can see why. It definitely doesn't have as much energy as the Japanese version, just that more it doesn't have that same to it. But I still like the English version. I mentioned this in my reaction to the episode, that I legit hope Funimation does one day release all the English, the full versions of all the English OPs and EDs that they did for Super. Because there's a lot of them that I would listen to, like especially, like I would still listen to the full version of the English version of the second OP, and there's a couple of the EDs that I really like their English, and I would still listen to the English version of Ultimate Battle, man. I would legit love to listen. I hope Funimation or whoever sung these tracks will release them on Spotify so I can listen to them, because there were some pretty killer EDs that they got there, and I really thought the English versions of them. But that's just me. So anyway. Frieza, so then after this, Frieza and Goku start teaming up. Yes, you heard me right. Frieza and Goku team up. It's weird, but it was awesome, man. So they're going now with Jiren, they charge each other like fucking bulls, and from there they just start, oh my God, 17 like fires, and I love the shot where they're just running, and they got the like Kai blast from 17 following them, man. It looks great. The art animation was fucking fantastic, man. Like, totally. Props to y'all animators. Y'all came to work today. Like, so they got that, and then they come charging at Goku, like Frieza goes for like his neck, and then Goku goes for like his midsection, and then Jiren just does that like attack thing, and he just comes in there, grabs him from the fucking rock, and then like Frieza just comes and like, I'm a kamikaze this shit. He grabs Frieza, and then they're not for Jiren, and they just start. Then they take like a huge nosedive down, and then he's like, I forgot. Everyone's like, whoa. Jiren, Frieza's gonna eliminate himself. And I love the look on Vegeta's face when Goku and Frieza start teaming up. He's just like, Nani? And I also love this other part when, I forgot to mention this. This part right here, right before they went full on with their energy to take out the Kai, but before they teamed up, Frieza's like, finish. After Goku said that, he's like, you know better than anyone that I keep my promises. I love that word. He's like, finish. I love that, man. He's like, your naivety is what I despise most about you, monkey. So so back to the team. So they're back teaming up, man. Then Frieza, Jiren like having to go into like some rubble. Goku comes in here. The man's constantly going in and out, Super Saiyan, and they just charge towards Jiren. And I love this shot right here. It's like where Jiren says, "So this is the power of the seventh." The power of trust. And you see Goku and Frieza side by side. You see Goku go Super Saiyan for a bit, and I just love that time. They're just like, ah! And then, next thing we see, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Jiren is eliminated, but so is Goku and Vegeta and Frieza. Meaning, 17 won the tournament. Oh man, that really hurt my hands. Holy fucking shit, I never thought I would see that. I thought the Goku Black Arc was a fluke. I didn't think we would get 2 arcs in a row where Goku isn't the one taking the spotlight. Hallelujah! Toriyama's finally listening. Well, now we just need to give Goku some character development, and we can finally get him out of Roman Reigns territory. So, baby steps. So anyway, in all seriousness, so after that's all said and done, I'm pretty sure this is when we go to commercial. Ow, my hand still hurt. But anyway, so after this, 17, then everyone, and even the gods recognize that 17 was the MVP for which he was. Definitely, we can all agree that. Along with Gohan. Gohan was also killing in this tournament as well. But they got the Super Dragon Balls ready. They got to do the whole ritual thing. They call it the Super Shenron. And then we get the wish that everyone knew it's happening, which makes this entire arc fucking pointless. He wishes for all the universes to come back, so any and all emotion this arc could have had, any emotion that we kind of got throughout the arc, like what was going on with the Universe 10 got eliminated, all of it is fucking pointless, because all the universes are going to come back anyway, so what even the fuck was the point of this arc? What, just cool fights? See, this is why I don't like my Dragon Ball, and this is why, I know I'm going to get shit for this, but fuck it, I don't care. If Dragon Ball, it's because of shit like this where Toriyama pulls shit out of his ass like this, where literally any emotion or anything really major happens to the characters, he always just reverses it, so everything's back to the status quo, because God forbid character development's a thing unless your name is Vegeta or Gohan. God forbid Goku actually gets character development. God forbid. Every time something like this happens, it's shit like this is why, honestly, if Dragon Ball did not have the name recognition that it does, I personally would not consider one of the shonen greats. I would not put it in the same category as Naruto, Bleach, Hiroaka, Assassination Classroom, Attack on Titan, and a bunch of other shonen series. I would not put it because of shit like this. I know that, now I wasn't shocked by this. We all saw this ending coming. We all knew this was going to happen because this is Dragon Ball. Death means nothing. Shit like this is why Dragon Ball has no stakes. Every time they try to have stakes, it falls flat on its face because we know this isn't going to last. Like I mentioned before, that's why I love the Goku Black arc so much. Because there was actual stakes involved, because the Dragon Balls were gone. They were destroyed by Goku Black. That's why every time Trunks fought Goku Black, it felt like that was his last. When Mai went out there and she was going down with her, it felt like she could die at any moment because of what happens. That's how it. Now, great, it wasn't like on the level of like Attack on Titan stakes or Hiroaka stakes or Naruto stakes, where those shows have real stakes, or Bleach. Those shows have real stakes where you're like, oh shit, we might see the end of these characters. No, but it was probably the closest Dragon Ball's ever gotten to real stakes since the Frieza saga. Whatever. I'm this point, I'm just like, who cares? But it's shit like this is why, honestly, if Dragon Ball did not have the right name recognition it does, I would not consider one of the shonen greats. That's my opinion. I still love Dragon Ball. I think it's an amazing series, but Toriyama's writing is what kills this series from me calling it a legendary series, one of the best, if it didn't have the name recognition that it does. That's just my personal opinion. I still love the series. I think it's an amazing anime and an amazing shonen series, but because of Toriyama's writing and shit like this, is why I wouldn't put it in the same category as Naruto, Bleach, Hiroaka, among other shonen series, and call it one of the best, one of the greatest of all time. a legendary series. I wouldn't consider that if it didn't have the name recognition it does, because of like of how Toriyama writes his series, where you just make sure like nothing ever is permanent, no stakes are actually really there, and just anytime we could have something that could affect the characters, it's always instantly removed, so everything's back to the status quo, because God forbid Goku actually changes at all. Like, seriously, because no other series, big shonen series of Shonen Jump does this. Not Horikoshi, not Kishimo, not Kubo. None of these guys randomly are constantly pulling shit out of their asses to make sure everything stays the same, make sure no character actually stays dead, make sure their MC doesn't get any character development whatsoever. The exact opposite, like something like Hirawaka. And Hirawaka, Season 3 especially. Izuku, he went through a lot of stuff happened to him with the Summer Muscular, All for One, and everything that went down the last arc. Like, a lot of crazy stuff happened with my Izuku, and he has changed a lot from where he was in Season 1 and Season 2. And I can't wait to see for Season 4 where that continues, because I'm sure it's going to continue on into Season 4. This is not the case for Dragon Ball. But I digress. That's enough of me ranting. So anyway, back to the episode. So, and next thing we also find out that the Grand Minister actually says that, the whole point of this tournament was to make sure whoever did win was kind-hearted enough to actually bring back all the universes. If not, they would have eliminated the entire multiverse. Okay. Whatever. And then the Grand Zeals come down and like, hey Goku, what should we play next? Beerus, the Supreme Kai, and the other Kai all rush to cover Goku's med like their life depended on it. They come in and like, oh, I'm sorry, Grand Minister. I'm sorry, Grand Zenos. The Goku was just too exaggerated. And you got the Supreme Kai and the Elder Kai. They're both on their knees, and God like, yes, we are our deepest apologies, sir. It's pretty funny. And also, there's also this nice little sweet moment when the bleachers came down to the stage. 18 ran out of the bleachers and ran right to 17. That was a nice little thing. And she's like, are you sure you did this? What about your yacht, your cruise and everything? So that was a nice little sweet moment. But anyway, from there, we get some stuff with Frieza. Everyone's celebrating, like, can we get this run this along and send me back to hell? He's like, oh, come on, Frieza. He's like, if I have to sit here for any more of having to listen to you after happy ending, I'd rather get tortured by singing fairies. And then Whis comes in like, I can arrange it and give you your happy ending. And now I don't know if this is a dubbing error or not dubbing error, but like this is different. Oh, this was changed to sub, but Whis says that he's gonna and he brings back Frieza, which at this point I don't even care anymore. Whis apparently the Whis can make babies come out. He can reverse time out. He can revive people from the dead. At this point, I don't care. I'm not even gonna complain about that. Like, I just don't care. But whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, he says that because he's reviving them because Frieza fought the most admirably. What about 17? Now I don't know if he means something different, but he says admirably. But Frieza, he was barely in the tournament. He really didn't do all that much. 17 and Gohan did all the work, and Vegeta, and Goku as well. I don't know if that was changed to the dub or what, but that line kind of irked me a little bit. I'm like, are y'all really gonna diss 17 like that? Whatever. But yeah, they revive Frieza, everything's good. The OP starts playing here, and everyone gets back on Earth. They're all celebrating. And then from there, we get like in the end credits, we just get these little like still images of how what the guys were doing after they came back. The first one is Bulma. Bulma comes rushing towards Vegeta, and she hugs him, she's crying and everything. It was really sweet, man. I loved it. We see Tien rebuilding his dojo after everything that happened with that other chick, and Master Roshi damn near raped the woman. Man, that episode was crazy. We had that one. You see Gohan with Videl, as well as Piccolo and Pan. 17, we see Goten and Trunks. They're busy on the island. They're all messed up. And we see Chi-Chi, and we see Goku. And guess what he's agreeing with? Chi-Chi bitching and moaning some more. God, I hate this woman. Is it too much to ask for a thank you? Goku literally just saved the fucking multiverse, and all you can do is bitch and moan more? I swear to God, this woman's so fucking ungrateful. Look, I can't say this woman, like, legit. Toriyama had to try to make Chi-Chi as hated, as unlikable as she, because I can't fucking stand this woman. Goku saves the world, bitch and complain. Goku saves the fucking multiverse, bitch and complain. She tells Videl how to raise her kid, and then try to save the world, bitch and complain. Now, granted, yes, she was a mother, she's worried for her kid. I get that, but still, come on. She's like, well, you can't put saving the world on your resume, more bitching and complain. Goku and Gohan tried to bond through fighting, bitch and complain. All this woman does is bitch and complain. I swear to God, this is the most toxic relationship in shonen history. There is not. I have not seen a single other relationship in a main and a Shonen Jump series that is canon that is this fucking toxic, man. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, say what you want about Naruto and Sakura, but at least you don't hear any of them complaining. But whatever, man. Whatever. Well, Sakura does complain about her dad not being there, but she has every right to. But anyway, you know, that also wasn't a good example. Whatever, man. But that is overall the episode ends. We get a couple extra shots of Frieza. You know, he says, you know, your Emperor has returned, and and we see Goku and Vegeta fight. Now, legit, when I first saw, I legit thought this was going to lead directly into the Broly movie, because, you know, at the start of the Broly movie, it was Goku and Vegeta fight. I legit thought they were like a little breach area that the Broly movie started off with, and it was going to lead directly into that. It doesn't. It's actually the area where Goku and Vegeta had their first fight back at the beginning. See, I love that little callback, and they're both in their exact same fighting stances they were there. All they have differently is just the Super Saiyan blue hair. I thought that was a really nice callback to end the series off on, and yeah, man, that is the end of Dragon Ball Super. That is the end of the last episode, man. And yeah, man, Dragon Ball Super, man. I know I complained a lot throughout my reviews, because I mean, you know, I hope, because I know it, because I love this series, but just when I see shit like this, I'm just like, really, Toriyama? Like, come on, man. Especially when you come, like I mentioned before, there's been some other shonen series, like Hero Walker, Naruto, and Bleach, that don't do this, you know? It's so weird when I see Dragon Ball doing all this shit, and it's so popular. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, man. In all seriousness, though, Dragon Ball Super was an amazing show, man. It was such an amazing ride. Watching this series for 3 years, reviewing it consistently for 3 years since the beginning, it was nice. The Universe 6 stuff was great. The Goku Black arc, you guys know how much I love the Goku Black arc. I was praised in that arc, left, right, and center when it was airing, man. I love that arc. That was some of the best work Sean Schemmel did with his Goku Black, man. Trunks was amazing. Mai was fantastic. It was just such an amazing arc, man. I don't know why a lot of people don't like it, man. That arc was fucking fantastic, man. I love the Goku Black arc. That was some of the best. That was the best Dragon Ball has ever been. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking this question. Glenn, what did you think was better, Z or Super? See, that is a very difficult question to answer, ladies and gentlemen. Because the funny thing is, with Z, I actually haven't seen all of it. Well, I've seen up to Season 5, or Box Set 5 of the Orange Bricks through DBZ. I saw it through the Orange Bricks. Everything else I saw through Kai. So I feel like I can't even really grade them like that, but it's a tough question for me to answer, because had Super ended with the Goku Black arc and the tournament power wasn't there, or it was safe for the return of Super, I might actually say Super was the winner. I might actually say I like Super a little bit more. That's how strong the Goku Black arc was. But there was so many other stuff that happened with Super that I did like. Of course, you know, the constant all of Toriyama desperately trying to make sure Goku gets out on top, like everything happened in the Resurrection of F-Arc where Frieza destroys the world, but then Whis comes in the last second and says, like, oh, by the way, I can suddenly time travel now. Ding, ding. Goku, please take away Vegeta's moment. Thank you, goodbye, because God forbid Vegeta actually defeats Frieza for once. God forbid. God forbid. You know, yet stuff like that. Of course, the biggest one was the burial of Gohan, but then the rebuilding of Gohan. So, you know, we had all that. Z, Gohan went from my second most hated character in Dragon Ball to my second favorite character of all time. That is good ride right there, ladies and gentlemen. I know I shit a lot on Toriyama, but when the man gets his shit right, I always make sure to praise him. And that was one of the examples of Toriyama's good ride. From having Gohan go for my second most hated character because I thought it was just hella annoying and a pussy. And just, well, now, yes, I know he's a little kid, but still, come on. Come on, man, come on, this is getting infuriating. You know, with the amount of time he just stands there. I get why he's a little kid, but still, come on, your father's Goku, man, come on, grow some balls a little bit. You know, get some courage. You know, and then you had everything going on with Teen Gohan, the Cell Sun, and of course you had Ultimate Gohan and the Boost Cycle. Oh, my man, Gohan, fucking savage, man, Alpha Gohan, that was. And, you had the Frieza Saga, the Cell Saga. And there was and you also had all this stuff going on with Vegeta's growth throughout that series. So what I would say is, I would say Z gets the slight edge because of what happened with Vegeta, the Cell Saga, what happened with Gohan, and yeah, I would say Z gets the slight edge. If Super ended with the Goku Black arc, I probably would actually say Super. I would actually probably say Super. That's how strong the Goku Black arc was, guys. So yeah. that is the end of my review and the end of my Super reviews, at least for the time being, till Super returns, whenever that comes out, whenever that happens, who knows at this point. It was meant to come out in July this year, that didn't happen, obviously. And yeah, man, it feels weird. It feels weird that it's ending right here. And guys, when Super returns, I've also reviewed, but I'm gonna wait till the English dub comes out because I have nothing but respect for the Japanese cast, especially Goku's Japanese voice actor. That woman is in her fucking 80s, still voicing Goku, voicing all of the Goku family, minus Chi-Chi, man. That's a dedication right there. I just can't stand the Japanese eye, man. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of how different the dub and the Japanese really are, or just the dub is just too iconic. I don't know what it is, because there's not really any other anime where I legit can't listen to the Japanese audio as much as Dragon Ball. Like, I legit can't listen to it for more than like 5 minutes, man, before I'm like, God, give me the dub! I'm not trying to be disrespectful or mean to me, but that's just how I feel, man. I don't like the Japanese audio, man. I just prefer the dub. That's just me. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews, whether you guys have been here from the beginning, you guys have been here since I was reviewing Goku Black, you came around here when I was doing Universe 6 arc, or you came here when I was reviewing the Tournament of Power. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoyed my how I reviewed the series, and I probably would say, I don't say this to stroke my dick or anything, just from what I see, I'm probably one of the more critical Dragon Ball fans out there on YouTube right now, because I've never really seen anyone else criticize Toriyama's writing as much as I have. Now, granted, I could be very wrong. Y'all could leave me some videos of geekdom where he just shits all over Toriyama's writing. So, that's just me, man. I love this series, but when Dragon Ball, there's just so many problems I notice with Dragon Ball, man. That's kind of how I am, man. I love this series, but it has its problems. It definitely has its fair share of problems. More so than I've noticed with other shonen series that are like of that magnitude as Dragon Ball is. But, that. Now, before I fully end this video, there's one last thing I want to talk about before I end this off and leave you guys here. This could very well be the last time we hear this cast. With Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat, and all the other guys. For one reason only. The Vic Mignogna case. Now, I have made sure to not talk about my reviews, and if I do, I always tell you guys up front, hey, I'm going to talk about this, you want to skip to the review, here you go. But I want to talk about this right quick because with everything that's going on with the case, the leaks, the outtakes and everything, a lot of crazy shit has happened, and from other people, Toei isn't very happy with what's happening with going on the case, which Vic ended up losing. All the cases, the charge got dismissed, which we'll get him with the appeals. I love the Todd Beard's Vic's lawyer tweet out half-time. Man, it's a fucking savage. I love it. We'll get him with those appeals, definitely. But Toei isn't happy with that's happened for obvious reasons. For everything that's going on, these hasn't really made Dragon Ball look good. Toei could very easily take away the license from Funimation. Very well could, and like I mentioned before in other times, I can't really blame them. Whether that's happened, I don't think Funimation should lose the license over this shit, but I can't really blame Toei for it. They have an image to protect. This is their property, and I'm sure Toei doesn't like their property being thrown in the mud like this. So if they get taken away from Funimation, they lose the license. I can't really blame Toei. I don't think they should, but I can't blame them if they do. So to end this off, I would like to extend a thank you. So to Chris Sabat, Sean Schemmel, Monica Rial, Sonny Stray, Kyle Hubert, Cara Edwards, Vic Mignogna, and the rest of the Dragon Ball's dub cast from the original to Super and everything in between. Well, except Jimmy Moore. She fucked that bitch after the shit. She got fired a long time ago for the shit she pulled. It's almost Kobayashi down the door, but I digress. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for your dedication to these roles, and thank you for the memories. Anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, flag, and links to the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.